Last week, we discussed that we are, as a church, Orthodox. That is, we believe in the fundamental truths of the Christian faith. We believe in the creeds, but most of all, we believe what the Bible teaches about Jesus Christ. This week, I want to say that we are, as a church, evangelical. Now, the word evangelical is the word good news. Perhaps the most famous evangelical would be Billy Graham, and more recently, someone like Rick Warren or Beth Moore. But historically, if you look at the history of evangelicalism, the most famous evangelical is John Wesley, the guy that started the Methodist movement. There are 4 marks of evangelicalism. The first mark is conversion. That is, you must be born again. You're not saved through works. You're not saved by going to church. You're saved by a personal relationship with Jesus Christ. And then number 2, that conversion is allowed through the death of Christ. So the focus on the cross is the second principle. Christ paid the price that we could have a relationship with God. Paul says this very clearly in Galatians chapter 2 in this famous statement. Through the law, I died to the law so that I might live for God. And then he says this, I have been crucified with Christ, and I no longer live, but Christ lives in me. The life I now live in the body, I live by faith in the Son of God who loved me and gave himself up for me. I don't set aside the grace of God, for if by righteousness could be gained through the law, Christ died for nothing. Of course, I'm reading the Bible, and that's the third mark of evangelicalism. The third mark of the evangelical is they found their faith on the Word of God. Creeds are great, the church teachings are great, but we go to the Bible for our foundational beliefs in Jesus Christ and how God operates in the world. And finally, Paul says it, well, the life I live by faith in the Son of God. That is, we are activists in our faith. We believe we're supposed to be salt and light, and we're supposed to make disciples. John Wesley said it well talking to his preachers, and I want this to be true for our church as well. Lots of good things to do as a pastor, lots of good things to do as a church, but when we talk about putting Jesus first, what Wesley said is, you have nothing to do but save souls.